Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
It's the MacMan Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you're in your car. It's the MacMan Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the MacMan Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the MacMan Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the MacMan Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you're in your car. It's the MacMan Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the MacMan Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the MacMan Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the MacMan Morning Show. 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 It's the MacMan Morning Show.
And good morning to everyone. Good morning, good wonderful morning to all of you here on this wonderful Tuesday. This is the MacMan Morning Show, WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. Each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. That's 10 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on WKRA and also on YouTube. We stream live. Our broadcast is streamed live on YouTube each and every day. And we want to thank all of you for coming and participating with us on this morning. I'd like to say good morning to all of our listeners on WKRA, whether you're listening and YouTube, if you're listening in your homes, your places of business, wherever you are, we welcome you here. Thank you for spending some time with us this morning to give you information and inspiration right here on the MacMan Morning Show. We have some breaking news that we received on yesterday pertaining to the saga in Dalton. Real interesting news that we're going to be bringing. We're going to be bringing that up later on in the broadcast, and we got several other stories that we want to talk about. We'd like to say good morning to our chief correspondent. I said what I said is here. Brother Lee should be coming shortly. He's here, but he has to prepare himself and everything. We'd like to welcome you. Good morning. I said what I said. Good morning.
Good morning, James, and good morning to all of our listeners.
Good morning. Okay, wonderful. She's back from vacation and did a lot of work. I got to compliment her. I was going to say something funny, but I'm not going to do that. I got to compliment you on the information that you have given to us, and we'd like to thank all of our staff that works hard on this. We have this great information that we want to give to you pertaining to, I think that, yes, it's hot. It's a hot national campaign, but boy, this thing in Dalton, it will not shake. We got some interesting things that we're going to talk about there, and some other stories that I want to bring to your attention. That's very, very important. Listen, we got 7 days, folks. 7 days until we go to the polls officially. If you have not voted, I have. If you have not voted, um, good morning to everyone that's here. If you have not voted, uh, you may still have time. I think Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, the 2nd of November. Am I right? I said what I said. Is that the 2nd of November? I don't have a calendar in front of me, but I think that is the 2nd of September is on a Saturday, right? If you could check for me, that you can cast your ballot in the state of Mississippi and in the region. They
Yes,
will not. Okay,
yes,
that is okay.
yes,
It
sir.
is, and we're that is your last day to vote absentee. If you know you can't make it, this is your opportunity. Saturday, go to your county courthouses or the various places that you um, vote at, and for early voting or absentee voting, go and vote if you know that you can't. If you're going to have some problems or some traffic or anything, please go early if you can. You still can go early voting in most communities right now today. You can go vote, early vote. I got some election news later that I wanted to just throw that out there. I like how that seal looks because I believe we got a lot of other things. I want to get this forecast out of the way right quick. Once again, it is going to be another unseasonably warm day. We're in the middle of Indian summer, and of course, you know that Thursday is the trick or treat day, and the children are going to be out. In this region, it's going to probably be a little wet, but we're going to keep our eyes on the forecast for those little ones. And you know, some big people that go out there knocking on your door talking about trick or treat and Halloween and all that other stuff. But tonight is going to be partly cloudy. The skies are going to be, you know, there are going to be some clouds out there. It won't be nothing to worry about. We're going to stay into the 60s, and tomorrow we might be into the 80s. That's a little bit. We might get a near record high. Um, we're looking Wednesday also for a cold front to move through on Thursday coming in. So it's going to be some unsettling weather coming into the weekend and even on Thursday. So y'all be careful out there. Right now in Oxford, it's 61, it's 65, 65. That's a heat wave right now here. 65 in Olive Branch and in South Haven. And yes, it is 65 at WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial in Holly Springs, Mississippi. We're grateful for them, and they're on the air with us. We're just wonderful this morning. Brother Lee has made his arrival. I told y'all he was coming. I got to say good morning, Brother Lee. I don't want to step on your toes there. Good morning, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all is well. How's
That's
everybody?
great. That's great. That's great. That's great. All is well. Your
Good
camera, you
morning,
hit your
Lee.
camera. Yeah. Oh, there's your. You see? I say what I say. What you say there? Go
I was telling Lee good morning.
Great
I
day
wanted
since I
him.
said what I said.
I wanted him. I wanted him to hear you and everything. You know,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to start some foolishness today.
Of course.
Okay. Listen, we got some problems already with uh with the ballot boxes. In some communities, you can go and you can distribute your ballot in the mailbox, and they have a specially designed uh, postage box for you. Excuse me, uh, for you to just to put your ballot in. There's since COVID, you know that they had some regulations and some rules that people uh, to keep people from uh, getting COVID or getting sick of some kind. That they that they could use ballot boxes, which would be safe. We're going to look at this quick video, and hopefully those of you that are in our WKRA listening audience, you can hear you can hear the audio, and we're going to talk about this on the other side.
I'm in Portland, Oregon, standing at the site where a ballot drop box was set on fire early Monday morning. Local authorities say an incendiary device was attached to the outside of the ballot drop box, causing it to catch fire. There was a fire suppressant inside the ballot box, which prevented most of the ballots from being damaged. Only 3 ballots were damaged, and elections officials say they have contacted those 3 people about getting replacement ballots. However, it was a different story on the other side of the Columbia River, just across the Washington state line in the city of Vancouver, where another ballot box caught fire Monday morning and hundreds of ballots were lost. An incendiary device had previously been placed at another Vancouver ballot drop box earlier in the month, and authorities said Monday that they believe the 3 incidents appear to be connected. Vancouver is in Washington's 3rd congressional district, which is home to one of the most competitive U.S. House races in the country. Democratic incumbent Representative Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez is facing off again against Republican challenger Joe Kent. Washington and Oregon are both vote-by-mail states. Voters receive their ballots in the mail and can send them back through the mail or can drop them at ballot drop boxes.
And we want to thank the Associated Press and that wonderful and that great reporter for that sample of the story. They're pulling out all the stops. They're doing everything that they can. That's the opposition to democracy, are doing everything that they can. Now, the one box that was in Portland, Oregon, those of you that could not see, of course, on WKRA, was a box that was fire insulated. So there was some mechanisms in place to keep or to suppress the fire, or some kind of incendiary device that might be deposited in there to try to destroy the ballots there. That box was covered, but the box in Vancouver, Washington, that was total ablaze. People have given their cast their votes. I hope that the investigators and the people with the Board of Elections there can recover and let those voters know that their votes were destroyed. So we don't know how many votes were destroyed, but just at this point in time, they were, people were riding on horses with white sheets over their heads, and now they're just dropping smoke bombs into voting boxes to keep people from voting. It's a shame in 2024 we have to go through this. It's a shame that after all that we have been through in this country, that we're still up against things of this nature. Not in this day, not in this time. People are afraid and people are shaking their heads. I said what I said, and Brother Lee, they're shaking their heads wondering what in the world is going on, to try to put fear in people's hearts about these things that are going on. What do you have to say about that? I said what I said about this foolishness with this trying to burn up the people's vote. If you don't want to like a person, just vote for your person of your kind. Give people a chance to vote. What do you have to say about this?
Well, James, they're doing anything they can by any means necessary to try to win this election. I don't think that's going to work, because it looked like the election board is ready for all the shenanigans also. That was very smart of them to put the fire retardant in that box so that those ballots won't be damaged. And maybe that's something that everybody need to do with their drop boxes. But, it's a shame, that they're pulling all these stops and shenanigans to try to stop your vote. So in my eyesight, they must be afraid of something if they're trying to, suppress the vote in this manner. Lee, what do you think about it?
My bad. I'm sorry. I wanted to throw something in because you did remind me. I had to look down at the microphone. I'm at the point now that I'm not angry. I'm frustrated a little bit because I said what I said. We got the rules in place. People were in the pandemic and people were dying, Brother Lee, and people were dropping like flies, people we love and we care about, people that we never thought had a sick day in their life, and they was just trying to make it easier, and he got whooped in a pandemic, and now he feels, the Orange Agent Orange feels that he could use his people, and these are some crazy people, Brother Lee. I'm so sorry, forgive me, I said what I said, but I'm just upset about it. Forgive me if I seem like I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, set me straight.
Well, I would say, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't blame it on the times because they've been suppressing the vote since we were here, since we were able to vote. If you can think about it, I mean, they were doing a poll tax on us, trying to suppress the vote. The opposition has always been trying to suppress the vote. Look, if you can remember, they never say get out and vote. They don't encourage voting. They encourage uh, under voting. They don't encourage voting. They say they happy when we don't go out and vote. So they fear that their party is not a popular party and hasn't been a popular party for hundreds of years. And that's why they've been doing what they've been doing. That party has always been under fire as far as trying to suppress our vote. You know, they don't want to see us vote. And in this day is not any different. So we can expect it. And don't be surprised to see different tactics that you haven't seen in a while or that you've never seen before. Because they get ready for it. Don't be shocked by it. Just continue to vote. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid. Just continue to vote. You know, we can't say, "Oh man, I'm not going to vote." No, you vote. You vote. Go and vote. Go stand in line and put your vote in because the Republicans are terrified. They've always been terrified. You know, they've always been terrified. Don't think they're terrified just now. They've been afraid since since their conception of what they call
Yeah.
themselves conservative. You know, and
And
I would
and
like to know.
it's just bothersome to me, Brother Lee, how I don't understand how people just, I mean, at this stage in the game now, I'm just simply saying the man he told everybody in New York City, in Madison Square Garden, some of the greatest events have ever happened there. And they had a contrast on a talk show about the quote unquote Hitler factor and this rally and where it was held. There was a year to almost the dates of times that they had a Nazi rally in that very building, and here this man allowed people to say different things and about people of color, people of Latino nationalities that has gotten him into trouble. And we're going to talk about that on the other side. We're getting ready to go to our very first break. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the MacMan Morning Show. I am James Mack. I am your host. Well, stick around because we have a wonderful show ahead of us. We're going to be talking about the events, the breaking news in the village of Dalton, Illinois. We got some breaking news that we're going to be sharing with you, and some other things. But we're gonna right now hear our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Baghdad is far from the Mississippi Delta, but I've lived in both. I'm Ty Pinkins, born and raised in the Delta. I served 21 years in the Army, including 3 combat tours. As a lawyer, I stood up for Mississippi families being wrongly evicted in the middle of winter, and for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won. Now I'm running to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. As your senator, I will fight for better paying jobs, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, affordable health care, and equality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote, because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress. Baghdad.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio, specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know. Members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch. Yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do. Okay, y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws. They the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years, and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president.
America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi.
November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by friends of Diane Black.
And we're back. This is WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. And this is the MacMan Morning Show. I'm James Mack. I am your host each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. That's 10 o'clock Eastern, right here on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial, and also live streaming alongside of our broadcast is our YouTube audience on our YouTube channel, the MacMan Morning Show, right here each and every weekday, and any other broadcasts that we have. I'm going to just say a couple of things right quick that I think that needs to be mentioned. First of all, I'd like to say good morning to Diane Black, the next Congresswoman for the state of Mississippi. I'm going to say that one more time because I just believe it by the things and the amazing things that she is doing and the people that are coming to her aid. Diane will be out in the 1st Congressional District. She will be in State Representatives District number 40. Also, she'll be in Olive Branch, Mississippi. If you see Diane and her crew out there, go and say hi and tell her that the MacMan sent y'all to say hi to her when you see her out there. Marshall County, get ready for her. She's coming to Holly Springs, and her crew is coming, and hopefully she will get a warm reception. We need to get her into the Congress to help the incoming president that we believe that we're going to have. But they are already hatching a plan right now to not to certify the election. We need the Congress people sworn in. They'll be sworn in on the 3rd of January. That means that all those new congresspersons, they got to have the majority to prevent them from doing any diabolical things. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things about the election and what's going on and what's at stake at this time. I said over the other day that there's quite roughly almost 85,000 requests within the state of Mississippi, and I misquoted that number and said it was for a particular area, but for the state of Mississippi. I don't have those updated numbers, but I will have them on tomorrow. I'm emphasizing this because we're in full election mode in this part of the media, and I want you to also participate with us and join us on November the 5th. That's November the 5th. Our full coverage starts with election countdown. As far as the polls closing, we're going to be on air starting at 4:30, but the rest of the day we will be coming in and out of broadcasting of the events that will be going on around the country. Our special correspondents are getting ready to get their assignments on what they're going to be doing. You're going to get live, indirect, live eyewitness reporting and commentating from those various locations. All of our staff, our chief correspondent will be here with us, along with Brother Lee and Raven Archery and myself. We will be anchoring this great historic day for our country. So join us for your election coverage. I guarantee you, you're going to like it. We did have a breaking news story out of the village of Dalton that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I wanted to go to another story that has piqued our interest. There's a lot of things going on. I am still not satisfied. I said what I said, and Brother Lee, with the, even though I know that people of color, black people of color, we get talked about, and we're the brunt of the racial jokes and the racial epithets. But this right here kind of shocked me. We talked about it a little yesterday, but I'm not shocked anymore. We're going to talk about these comments that were made again about our brothers and sisters in Latin America, just so happen to be United States citizens from the island of Puerto Rico. And we love them. They're our citizens. They're our fellow citizens of America. They're entitled to each and everything that we're entitled to, and more power to them. And I know a lot of people of Puerto Rican descent from the city of Chicago, working with Luis Gutierrez, who was alderman in Chicago, ran with the Harold Washington ticket. I campaigned for him. Wonderful person, was a wonderful congressperson. And Jesus Garcia, he's I think he's of Mexican descent, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, please forgive me. But I work with the Hispanic community, people that love their families and working hard, trying to do what they do. Wonderful business sense. I think that I could experience with. But we're going to listen to this, and we're going to come back from on the other side of this this report and talk about this.
The warm-up speakers were saying the most, we're trotting out and peddling the most racist, sexist, bigoted stereotypes. One guy called Puerto Rico, quote, an island of garbage. Now, these are fellow citizens he's talking about. Here in Philadelphia, they are your neighbors. They are your friends.
They are your co-workers. Their kids go to school with your kids. These are Americans. They're people. And that is the reason why this election should not be close. It should be clear. Here's a good rule. If somebody does not respect you, if somebody does not see you as fellow citizens with equal claims to opportunity, to the pursuit of happiness, to the American dream, you should not vote for them.
And we're back on the McMahon Morning Show. I was, if I might say, excuse me, I'm for the freedom of all people. And I don't believe anybody in this day and age should be subservient to any individual. Yes, there are laws and there are principles that we just got to go by because this is the democracy that we live in. We're governed by the Constitution of the United States. There is a separation of church and state. That means I got the right to worship God, my Father, and I have in this country a right not to. So everybody here, this is not a Christian country. We would like for people to believe. We would like people to accept our faith, but it's not required because we live in a democracy with rights and privileges under the Constitution of the United States. Why are you saying all that, James Mack? I'm saying that because the people of Puerto Rico are citizens of the United States, which means that they're under the guidelines, the laws, and the principles and the standards of the United States of America. There are several other territories and places that also are territories of the United States of America. Alaska, up there, almost there by Russia, is a whole state, including all of their islands and everything. I think it was done strategically to keep their eyes on Russia up there and some other things. But we like to say hi to our folks in Alaska at the military base. We like to say hello to you all. But what am I saying? I'm saying that now it was the Mexicans. hmm Yeah, they coming over the border. They bringing thieves and robbers and all them things that the man said. Then it was the Haitians. They eating your dogs, they eating your cats and all that other foolishness. And get rid of them too. We're going to ship them off. Now you are messing with United States Senator, the United States citizens. Now here we are. You got a script. I don't care what nobody say. Any event involving a presidential campaign is strictly scripted. You're going to know exactly what everybody is going to say. That's why they got the teleprompter. You got your copy. You better say what's on the paper or they're going to pull the plug. They said these things about this person calling that they calling Puerto Rico some kind of garbage can place of where people live, just like he said about Africa was a blank country. Y'all know what I'm saying? Defecations or you know what I'm saying? What the fly is like. He called that kind of country. What kind of person is that does that? And I stand up for my friends that are Puerto Ricans. I know some friends, some dear people to me in my heart. I think that there's even a relative of mine that's married to a Puerto Rican. Okay, doesn't mean anything. They're a human being. Who are we to do all these things? I said what I said, and Brother Lee, here we are with this foolishness. I can't stand what I'm seeing. And we still got people that says after this was said at Madison Square Garden in front of 20,000, had to be some racist folks because you sat up there and they sat there and they laughed and clapped at it and everything. You know, I'm not trying to be hateful. I'm not. I'm a little upset. But then shouldn't we not be in an outrage as far as letting people know what's going on with this foolishness, Brother Lee?
Well, I like to say first, I like to say, brother, um, Africa is a continent. It's not a country. I just want to say he called the whole continent the S word. You know, yeah, I would say, yeah, Puerto Rico. I've been there before. It's a nice place. The people seem very nice. It's a tropical island. It's our it's one of our sovereign nations. Um, yeah, they deserve the same rights and privileges as any citizen in these 50 states and beyond the 50 states that's under our jurisdiction, under our sovereignty. Um, yeah, they've attacking just about everyone. They didn't leave anybody out. I say there's an equal opportunity haters. They'll start hating themselves when they finish with us and every brown person they can think of. See, they after they are done with they don't understand that when they're done with all of the brown and all of the minorities, uh, they start eating each other. They're like a virus. They're like a virus. They will start eating themselves. They'll start with their poor and then they'll work their way up and get their poor and they'll work on all of their classes of people and they'll eat themselves eventually. That's what they do. That's what a parasite does. And they thinking that they're safe from themselves because they say I'm a Caucasian too. No, they eat themselves. They will eat their poor. They'll eat their what they call their poor, their uneducated. They'll eat them, and then they'll eat their middle class, and they'll eat all the way up until they're done. See, we don't understand. They don't stop. They won't stop at just you and me. They won't stop at just themselves. They'll consume themselves, and there'll be nothing left. That's what I have to say.
I said what I said. The strange part about this is we are Americans, and one of our chat members has says that as African Americans, we are pretty accustomed to the name calling and disrespectful comments. The opposing political party thinks that we should toughen up and not be so sensitive about all kinds of treatment, and it's all kicked off during his first term and hasn't let up since. When will people in America finally say they've had enough? I asked you. I said what I said.
Well, I've had enough already, and I've been tired of him spewing all this dissension and trying to divide people. You know, all the division that he's trying to do. Just as Lee said, I was thinking the same thing. Once you get through with all of the people of color, then you're gonna come out. Then you're gonna start attacking yourself because you're not gonna have anybody else to attack. And people definitely need to wake up because when he get through with all of the other groups, you know, then he's gonna come for you. And I heard him say last night, people was calling him Hitler, and he's not a Hitler. He don't know why people are saying that. Well, people are saying that because that's what you're acting like. You're doing the same things that Hitler did, and it's the Nazi playbook, in my opinion. And he's just trying to fool everybody, you know, trying to appear that he's not being racist. He's not being showing that he's a Nazi lover, but that's exactly what he's doing. He's showing his hand, and when people show you who they are, definitely believe them. Believe them the first time. And I know America is just tired of him. You know, every day is doom and gloom, and dividing the country, and basically everybody need to wake up and, you know, vote him out and get him out the way, because I'm really just kind of, you know, I'm tired of hearing all of this crap. And, you know, it's like a crabs in a barrel is what it's going to be like if he do get in office, because like you said, he started with the Mexicans, then he went to the Haitians, and now he's on the Puerto Ricans. So I guess the black people are going to be next, which they've
We were
already been.
already on. Yeah, we at the top of the food chain already. Listen, I'm going to take an ID break right quick. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. I'm here with our Magman Morning Show panel. We're here with our chief correspondent, I said what I said, and our senior contributor, Brother Lee. We're going to continue this discussion on the other side of this ID. You're listening to the Magman
Tune in
Morning
to the
Show.
Macman Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Macman Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. Left, right, left, vote, left, right, left. Vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. This is a call to all Americans. On November 5th, 2024, you have a chance to be heard. Make your voice known. Vote. It's your turn.
And we're back on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Magman Morning Show. I'm James Mack. Let me emphasize also who's out there on the campaign trail doing roundabouts and going to he has to go to, again, all of the counties in the state of Mississippi. Our brother Ty Pickens, who's running for United States Senator, he is out there. Please get out there. Support Brother Ty and his efforts to assist our new president that I believe that we're going to get in the Congress. They're going to need them when it's time for certification. We don't want the same foolishness that we had before. We were talking about Puerto Rico. And yes, you must get out while you can to early vote. We're talking about Puerto Rico and about the comments that were the derogatory comment. I ain't surprised about how they're doing things, but the terrible comments of what's been going on with this campaign. I mean, they had an all-out race. He said, "This is the last ball game. I got to fire the people up. I got to get people all riled up and everything, get them ready for this campaign." And it is now. I'll put the cherry on top. I'll get rid of the Puerto Ricans too. I'll talk about them. I'll let my man, the comedian. He was not funny under no circumstances, Brother Lee. Had to, I know that the comics do their thing, but he wasn't funny at all, period. And I'm sitting here. It doesn't surprise me. And should I be bothered by that? I said what I said, that I'm not bothered really by the racism and the foolishness that they're talking right about now. I mean, should I be concerned about this?
I'm like Obama. Don't boo, go vote.
Well, I ain't booing. I'm just.
They can't hear you. They can't hear your concern, but they can hear your vote. So yeah, you definitely should be concerned, and you ought to be concerned.
So I voted already. I voted already. I voted already. Thank you. That is true. She said, "Don't boo." Well, I can't talk about them and this foolishness, Brother Lee, that they going in there talking about peoples and saying that they this and that and calling them all out of their names, talking about they from the garbage can place and this and that. Now they talked about us. They say we was in the slums, and those of us that lived in the West Side and things like that. People that lived in housing projects. Shout out to all of the alumni of Cabrini Green and for the Robert Taylor and the Ickeys and all those places that they took the people's homes away from them, but didn't give them back their opportunity to live into the community. If you're going to tear something down, let the people live in their community. They were doing that gentrification and redlining, but that's another subject. I want to know, Brother Lee, this here, are we to throw up our fists and get ready to fight? Should we scratch their eyes out? What in the world should we do? Because I'm about sick of these folks talking about us and calling us all kind of funny names and and treating us like we just animals or something. Help me out here, brother.
Well, I would like to say they're desperate. This is at a desperate state for them. This is the desperation that they have. They are showing it. When you are just lashing out every direction, that's like you see when you see something, an animal that's cornered, animal that's cornered, that's surrounded on all sides. They lash out. They lash out everywhere because they're very desperate. They know that their situation and how they view life and how they trying to expand on what they want is dying. It's dying. It's just before the subject on the table passes away. They take a one last gasp. They lift off the table and they make a noise. And this is the noise that they're making. They are terrified. They know that it's going away. This situation that they've been doing since before Donald Trump, and they've been coming out the closets by the thousands, and they have to go. Some of them have to go back into the closet, and they don't want to go. And
Well, you
and
say they
Donald
come out the
Trump,
closet.
Donald
I
Trump
mean, but
told
why
them,
they coming out? But why? But bro, Lee, this is my thing. They coming out swinging with bats and clubs
well,
and guns and whatever the case may be, and
well,
they burning up the boxes and trying to make people scared of these folks. Well, sure, I ain't scared of them.
well,
I'm not saying that I'm looking for trouble, but I'm not. I mean, but what in the world is this foolishness?
well, because they've been locked up so long, they've been keeping their mouth kind of shut. They've been doing stuff under the cover. And Donald Trump told them it's okay to pull the covers off. It's okay to come out the closet. It's okay to bring everything that you got out the closet and come on out. It's okay. I'm gonna make it okay to be who you are all the time, not just smile in somebody's face and pretend and then be something else when it's time for you to treat people the way they should be treated. And that's the thing. They terrified of going back into the closet.
Well, this is
That's
their
that's
last chance. This is their last chance, guys. They know this is their last chance of maybe turning America back to what they trying to turn it back to, because they know after this, it's not gonna be no more chances. Nobody else is going to try to, nobody's going to try to take this country the direction that they're going. And so they accomplished that one goal that they worked on for 50 years. And now they're trying to push forward. They're trying to, roll it all out
well,
on the carpet.
well, yeah, you're exactly right. They trying to get all of us of color to that place where we were before, and we were definitely there. We're trying to find out what was uh, when was times so great for what they call America. It was great for the Caucasians when we couldn't look them in the eye without going to jail or being lynched. We couldn't get a job that we wanted or a position that we would like or business that had worked for. We couldn't keep that business because they would burn it down and we couldn't get any justice. That's the times they're looking for. They're looking for when we couldn't have adequate education, medical care, all of those things. That's what they want to go back to when they had it and we did not have it.
And don't forget your in-laws, Lee.
You
The
You,
Yes,
immigration. Don't
that,
forget your
that,
in-laws.
don't stop, don't
That's
tell,
the biggest
stop.
that-
part.
you you
Don't
are
remind,
hundred
don't
percent.
remind Leah his in your house now. Don't
I
This
mean,
is
remind
a
me about
hundred
that.
percent. She's 100% right. I agree with her. I
I
got
would.
some in-laws, and they turn red
Well,
when they're talking
well,
about their party. They turn red
yeah.
just like the colors
Okay.
that they represent.
But I'm saying
you
because
know,
they in your
Okay,
family,
but
they don't
I
want
want to wait a
they don't
minute.
want
Hold
to
on a
deal with
second. I want to do something. I want to do something real quick. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. I said what I said is back, y'all. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. Brother Lee, I said what I said. Meow. Okay, but it's all
I,
right. We're going to be back with we're going to be back with our special report. We got breaking news out of the village of Dalton. We got our special correspondent, Ms. Britton, that's going to come up and she's going to give us some insight on the breaking news, folks. I tell you, it is a matchup. It is a matchup. Henyard versus House. That means that the qualifications is over right now, and these two people are going to go ahead. I'm telling you, if you don't know that this is like the Ali Frazier, what I don't want to say it like that. It sounds like that's what's going to happen, but we got our correspondent that's going to be standing by. You listening to the Mac Man Morning Show on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. We'll be right back after these messages.
Middle of winter, and for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won. Now I'm running to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. As your senator, I will fight for better paying jobs, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, affordable health care, and equality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote, because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress. Baghdad is far from the Mississippi Delta, but I've lived in both. I'm Ty Pinkins, born and raised in the Delta. I served 21 years in the Army, including 3 combat tours. As a lawyer, I stood up for Mississippi families being wrongly evicted in the middle of winter, and for workers who were cheated out of their pay by big businesses, and I won. Now I'm running to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. As your senator, I will fight for better paying jobs, including increasing the minimum wage to $15 an hour, affordable health care, and equality education for our children. On November 5th, I'd be honored to have your vote, because your voice matters. Paid for by Ty Pinkins for Congress.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws. They just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch. Yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do. Okay, y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws. They the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president.
And we're back here at the MacMan Morning Show. Good morning to each and every one of you. I'm James Mack, and this is WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. We're here this morning with breaking news out of Dalton. I was going to say Mississippi, Dalton, Illinois. We have our special correspondent that's just waiting to tell us what the new developments are. I can give you just a brief synopsis of what's going on if I said that word the proper way. It's on, folks. Y'all don't believe it. I'm going to say it again. It's on. Henyard and House. They're going to be the mayoral matchup in the municipal elections in Dalton. No other person has qualified or will be able to qualify for this challenge. They have been secured. There are 4 other people that are running for trustee. There's some seats that are up, and we're just going to have our special correspondent from Dalton to come up, Sherry Britton. Say Miss Sherry Hatchett Britton. Good. Hello. You didn't know you were coming back so soon, did you?
No, I did not, but I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, okay. We got you here. I got a little video that we're going to show, a little presentation that we're going to show, and we'll come back to you on the other side of this announcement. Hold on one second.
Right now,
Here we go.
right
Let's
after
see.
5 o'clock, a Dolton trustee officially launches his mayoral campaign to unseat the embattled incumbent, Tiffany Henyard. It's expected to be one of the area's most heated races. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Bang.
And I'm Tamon Bradley. WGN's Courtney Spinelli joins us from the village of Dalton, where a kickoff celebration was held today. Courtney.
Making the official announcement and laying out a vision for change, senior trustee Jason House announced his campaign for mayor today, with current and a former trustee showing their support and their plans to seek another term. Now, this group says it's time to clean house and give both the residents and businesses back what they deserve.
This campaign kickoff event is not about slandering anyone, least of all the current administration. It is about changing the narrative.
Sunday's announcement comes amid ongoing political dysfunction in Dalton, from contentious board meetings to a federal investigation into village finances, putting its mayor and her allies under the microscope. Recent months have put the South Suburban Village on the national map.
We have been steadfast in our efforts to stop the gross mismanagement and abuse of power that people have seen in the village to date.
Standing with House are current trustees Kiana Belcher, Brittany Norwood, and village clerk Allison Key, all seeking re-election. Former trustee Edward Steve says he will seek a second term.
You know what they say, it takes a village.
We're going to have a vision that operates with transparency, openness, open the doors to the Village Hall of Dalton. Taxpayers right now can't even walk in their own building.
House laid out visions of ethics reform, restoring checks and balances, and creating a mayor's office he says residents don't fear. He says no more lavish trips, fancy flights, or costly expenses on the taxpayer's dime. Among many other things, he shared plans to reform public safety, putting those sworn to protect and serve back on the streets.
We've also seen $1 million a year of security following around one individual instead of being on the streets where they belong. Meanwhile, we have pensions going unfunded, bills going unpaid. The lawsuits come in one after another.
In the crowd in solidarity, Dalton firefighters. Earlier this month, their union president raising concerns over working with no contract for nearly 5 years, while demanding answers on missing retirement funds, workers' compensation, and union dues. As this team looks ahead to 2025, they say it won't be easy, but it will be a historic race they're ready to take on.
We have the right team. We have a winning team. Our team will be changing the narrative around the village of Dalton, and we will be restoring order, decency, and dignity to this community.
As the village remains in a multi-million-dollar deficit, House and those candidates for trustees say they're putting heavy emphasis on a few things in particular, bringing businesses back to Dalton, making those financials transparent for everyone to see where they're spending money, and finding ways to save millions of dollars each year. In Dalton, Courtney Spinelli, WGN News.
Mayor Henyard has not publicly announced her plans or said whether she intends to seek re-election. We've reached out for comment.
Well, we'd like to thank WGN Channel 9 of Chicago, the world's greatest television station. We want to thank them for that wonderful report. Also, we want to thank our wonderful staff here at Magman Morning Show for putting this all together. Oh, it's on, y'all. It is on. We have our special correspondent, Miss Sherry Britton, is here with us to give us the inside scoop on what just occurred on the other day. I just got the phone was ringing and everything, and I'm scrambling trying to find something. Forgot we have a correspondent right there in Dalton. Go ahead, Miss Britton, and give it. I want to just lead off with this first of all. Will this mean that that no one else can get into this as far as the primary is concerned? They can. These are the two people that are going to be facing each other. Can you expound a little bit on that and go into this?
So, yes, I can. And first, I got to tell you, this is absolutely great because going into this, we figured that it would be 4 or 5 people in the primary. But what the huge thing about this is just Tiffany and Trustee Jason House. And he's going to cream her. So, I don't think it's going to be Ali versus Frazier. I just think he's going to cream her. We expected a lot more people to turn in petitions. She was trying to get people to run, and I've confirmed that, but it's not like they would say it publicly. She was trying to get other people to run to split the vote because she felt like her chances would be better. But no, in the primary it will be just senior trustee Jason House and Tiffany Henyard. So this is huge. This is great for the community.
And it's also great. It is also great because we have you in that particular area. And also, I was trying to remind our listeners also that our election coverage is going to be on November the 5th. We're going to be starting with the Magman Morning Show. We're going to be kicking off election coverage. All of our correspondents and our guest correspondents from around the country will be reporting in on the various activities in their areas. And Ms. Britton is going to be one of them. I got that news and it shook me. And I said, okay, that means head up. If I'm thinking head up, she's got a heck of a campaign against her. Do you think? What do you think about it?
Well,
I'm sure.
absolutely, she does. She has nothing. She has no help. Nobody wants to be bothered with her because they know that it's a losing battle supporting her. We have great news. I mean, there's only one person running against the clerk, Allison Key, which this person has not been in the community, doing anything in the community. She's just running because Henyard wants her to run. She's got a couple of people who are going to run for trustee. Last minute, they turned in petitions, but I kind of believe in the near future, they will even withdraw. It's a losing battle for her. I mean, her meltdown last week on social media kind of put the nail in the coffin. If I could say it that way. It's just,
I'm sure you can.
She's
Well,
pretty done.
yeah. I'm looking at this race, and we did get some kind of indication that there were other people, even when the petitions were signed in. We had Trustee Kiana Belcher I didn't get permission from her to use her footage, but I can describe it as being rather, she wanted to be first in line. It was, I want to be first doing this here. And I don't know whether the verification, I'm pretty sure Clerk Key is going to be very on top of her job, even though she is running for re-election. There are deputies, there are people that are in place. And shout out to Clerk Key for her professionalism and all. But seeing her handle it and her deputies handle it, how the door of the village hall was like swung over, like the gates swing open. That's the old church song. And the gates swung open and they walked in and sat down and what's his man's name? Mr. What's the housing man name? Used to be the housing
William
guy.
Moore.
Uh,
William Moore.
yeah, Mr. Moore, the great volunteer. The man say, I don't care. I'm just loyal to you, Miss Tiffany. I'll be here every day, and I have my lunch and everything. I work for free for you. I work for free. I ain't work for free for nobody. But uh, what did you think about the situation? I mean, the event that was around the turning in of the petitions. Was that for everybody on the ticket, including the clerk?
So, excuse me, they opened up petition turn-ins on last Monday, and everyone had a week to turn in petitions. So, nobody was turning anything in during the week. You know, the main candidates turned in everything on Monday. They were there bright and early when the village hall opened to turn in petitions. So during the week, nobody turned in anything. And last minute yesterday, which, you know, it's kind of common, you know, people wanted to turn in petitions, and there were only a couple of people that turned in petitions, and that was a few people that are trying to split the vote with her to run for trustee. She didn't have anyone. You know, everybody was backing out on her. And I kind of, well, I know that the people that she's put on the ticket, they're being bullied. They don't want to do this. They don't
Wow.
want, they feel like they have to, and I'm pretty sure at some point they'll withdraw legal time, because listen, I'm on the ground, and I know a lot of people about this race and all of that stuff. No, the people in the village of Dalton are sick to their stomachs as to what's going on. She will not win this race, so nothing she can do, nothing she can say at this point will help her with this election. She is going to get totally whooped. Clean house 22, a sweep.
Wow.
That's what's gonna happen. And I mean, it you know, Jason, the two of them running is just amazing, because we really thought we would have 4 or 5 people for mayor.
Yeah. Well, I wanted, yeah, that was the surprise to me, was the fact that there were no options. You know, everybody was saying this person's going to run, and we saw on the meeting certain people said that they were going to run. Then, in our previous 2 interviews, the one with Trustee Belcher and the one with you, we had a person in there saying that they were running for mayor. A young lady that was saying that she was going. I was thinking that they were going to come. Maybe they're running as something else, but I know that the Democratic stronghold is there, and usually the person that wins the primary usually ends up the victor in the general election. We have our panelists here. Of course, you know, your fellow persons in broadcasting is here. I said what I said. Our chief correspondent and Brother Lee, our senior contributor. Are there any questions for our correspondent with this breaking news coming out of the village of Dolton?
Yes, I have a question. You're saying that she's not going to win. However, she was able to maneuver and win the first time. So what make you so sure that she really don't have supporters, and that she, you know, can't win? Because, you know, in a race, it's not over until it's over.
Yeah, that's true.
And the race just really kind of begun, and you have until February the 25th. And you know, a lot of people may be discouraged, they may be upset, but are they going to actually go to the voting booth to show their disdain for her?
Well, being here on the street and out with the team Clean House 2025, the people are going to the voting polls. They are, I've seen a lot of people, or I should say, talk to a lot of people, and they're ready. And I will say she won the first time because she had help from people like me. She was like really the underdog. And people like myself and Trustee House, we actually believed that she wanted to do the right thing. So we spoke up for her. I know a lot of people voted for her because I talked to them about her. And I really believe she was going to do the right thing as well. But again, I always say we don't know a person's agenda until we know it.
Right.
Yeah, she's done a lot to people, and employees at the village of Dalton, they are afraid to talk. So
Yeah.
they're gonna do whatever they can to get her out of there. She's showing Trump. She's
Right.
acting like Trump.
Right.
She's doing a lot. So yeah, we are not gonna let her take this seat back. That would be just 100% a downfall for the village. We already have to build from the ashes. So the first thing we got to do is get her out so we can get moving.
And that's great that you guys helped her out. However, she's made a name for herself. So she basically, no pun intended, don't really need you guys anymore, because now she's worldwide known. And at this point, being on social media, and she do have fans. And one of our listeners said that she could have silent fans, just like Trump. A lot of people say they're not going to vote for him, but when they go in that voting booth, it's a whole totally different story. And I did notice, and from just watching all of this go down, that some of the people that are upset are not actually people that from Dalton, and they're from other communities. So are you guys very sure that it's Dalton that's really upset with her, or is it just, is it everybody upset with her? And some of the people can't do anything about, her being in office.
Yeah, so I do believe that a lot of people are upset with her, but her voting community is very upset with her. And yeah, she does have a lot of support on social media, and that'll be a great job for her. I mean, she can do as many cooking shows as she wants, she can have as many parties as she wants. But at the end of the day, she will not be the mayor of Dalton, from what it looks like on the ground here in Dalton. She will not be the mayor. The people are done. She was out walking. She was out every single day, and she got like 50 petitions, and they weren't even all the way full. Now, if you're out every single day and you can't barely get 50 petitions signed, and you're the incumbent mayor, something is wrong.
Not even her bingo people signing the petition, because she got a lot of bingo fans and a lot of gas and a lot of young people that she gave that gas card to. So you
Right.
guys
Well,
got to
see,
make sure. I'm not
yeah,
trying to be
she
the
doesn't
bearer of
have
bad
them.
news or
Oh
nothing,
no,
but
no,
you
I
got to make
trust
sure.
me. I 100% get it.
No,
But let me
but
let
I
me
want
let
I
me get
wanted
you
to. Oh,
something
go
about
ahead. Go ahead.
the bingo people. The bingo people are not all Dalton residents. That's a Thornton Township production. Even though sometimes she had it here in Dalton, the bingo production and all those people, most of those people were not Dalton residents. Just so you know, a lot of them come from, well, they're a lot from South Holland, Harvey, Riverdale. They're from all over the place. So it's not really a Dalton thing. I mean, well, you of course you're going to have some people from Dalton there, but no, she's done. But again, I'm not I'm not worried about her winning, but I do see where people are coming from when they say, well, this could happen, or it's not over to the fat lady sings, or however we want to put it. But no, she's done.
Well, thanks for
But
answering
but
my
from,
question. I'll let Lee and James take the rest of it.
but
Okay.
I wanted to just say, and before I let Brother Lee turn to let him come on, there was just, it's amazing how, um, and I'm not being biased in any type of a way. I think that the people that did support her have learned their. I'm hoping that they've learned their lesson, and if what's said is said, I hope they have a record turnout when it comes to the election. As one of the listeners has says, Big Bingo was a big. It was bribe bingo or something. Is that what? Yeah, I ain't going there. Brother Lee, go ahead, sir.
Well, I like to say, welcome, my sister. I know you're very confident. You seem very confident about what you're saying about. Like Sister said, just mentioned, uh, the incumbent is the name that they know, and she doesn't need you as much as she needed you before. And yes, 50 signatures. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot as far as the town's population is. But when it comes time to election day, I think that's when you'll really know. You're pretty confident about she might not be able to get in there, but and I like to say this: she's not Donald Trump by no stretch of the imagination. Is she like that? I wouldn't want to associate her with that. We should never associate one of us with one of him because she's not that kind of person. Now, she may be a person you don't like, but she's not a racist. You know, she's not a bigot. She may be an aggressive individual. She may be somebody with her own views on things, but she'll never be a Donald Trump. I like to say that.
Okay, well, I'll say this. You don't know her, and I do. So, and I can say she is like Donald Trump.
Yes, I do know her. I do know her, and I've spoken to her. Actually, had business with her before. So don't say something you don't know.
What I mean, again, you said something you didn't know. I mean, to me, I feel like she has traces of she acts like Donald Trump.
And people got their opinion about that, and you're right, because I think that some people is the wicked witch of the north, and maybe they the wicked witch of the south, though. But go ahead, Miss Britton, and comment on Brother Lee's feedback on what you said.
Well, again, if we're speaking on her not winning the election, and yeah, anybody could come in and win, but here down on the ground where I am and where I have been working for the last 3.5 years, I've talked to the people, and the people are suffering. There are a lot of stories of abuse to residents, abuse to workers, water being shut off in the wintertime. So, those stories haven't been public, but they can be, and a lot of people don't know that stuff. And then some people just don't want to be, they just don't, they're afraid to have it out there. They're afraid to say something because when you ride around town with goons, I won't name these goons, but we definitely know who they are. When you ride around town, when you follow people, when you cut their water off, when you don't give them services and things of that nature, it's not a good thing. So these are the reasons why she won't win the election. Doing a few things for people, even with the windows and roof program, there were seniors who believed in her and got those services and then turned around and got liens on their homes from the company because it wasn't paid for. See, a lot of those stories aren't out here. So it's not just her running around and having parties and just like mismanaging money because she wants to have parties. There are some downright terrible things being done to people. And that's a fact.
Well, I wanted to just emphasize that looking at, and we're going to be, but that's why we have somebody actually there on the ground. Welcome to you, Bishop, for allowing your coming in and say hello to us. We welcome you to the MacMan Morning Show. He had a interesting statement that the Bishop made. He says, but remember, Jason House has a name as well because he is Mayor Pro Tem and he is senior trustee. And I'm of the opinion that I believe he's going to win. I do. That's me. And I do believe, I mean, unless Miss Henyard can come on and convince, that's just me. I'm not making any endorsements or anything, but I think she needs to come out of hiding and say something. I'm not saying that she's hiding or anything, but we extend the invitation to the Honorable Miss Henyard, to come on if she wants to. I mean, if she does, ain't nobody going to do anything to her. But we know progressively where we are with Clean House 2025, and the people have come together. And it's campaign season, and we are We are, excuse me about that background noise. We are looking at both sides, but we glad that we have Ms. Britton in the village of Dalton, giving us, I mean, a up close and personal look at what's really going on. And we just thank her for being here. I would like to thank everybody else for being here as we get ready to wind down our show. Ms. Britton, we know that we're going to be bringing you back real soon, please. And I know that you're working on some things for us. For I Said What I Said, Brother Lee, our senior contributor, and our guest contributor from the village of Dalton, Ms. Britton, for all of our staff here at the McMahon Morning Show. I want to let you know that Election Day is coming up. We're going to be on the air all day, bringing you the best and finest. Diane, keep your head up. Diane Black, Congresswoman, and Ty Pickett. Y'all keep running. They're going to be out there this week. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. Once again, thank you, Ms. Britton, for coming. Thank you, Brother Lee. I said what I said for all of you all that are here at the McMahon Morning Show. I'm James Mack. Love somebody. Love ain't going to cost you nothing. We'll be back here tomorrow.
It's a McMahon Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's a McMahon Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's a McMahon Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's a McMahon Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the McMahon Morning Show. It's a McMahon Morning Show. It's a McMahon Morning Show.